Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Nurdian. I am from English Education B 2020. And now I want to explain about how children learn language. How children learn language. First, the development of speech production. Second, the development of speech composition. And the last or third, the relationship of speech production, speech composition, and thought. Next, how children learn language. We have mind, and in our minds, we have the means for production and comprehending speech. But how did we come to have such ability? For a reason that will become a part later. We will sparing language into two distinct but related psycholinguistical process: speech production and speech composition. The development speech production from vocabularization to babbling to speech, vocalization to babbling, period to during speech sound. Infants make a variety of sounds: crying, cooking, gurgling, and infants everywhere seem to make the same variety of sounds. Even children who are born there. Lineber et al. 1965. The development of speech production. Babbling to speech. It is from the edifice stage of babbling these children move into uttering their first words. After this occurs at around 1 year of age, but can occur much earlier or much later. Explaining the acquisition order of consonants and vowels. In the meaningful speech phase, it appears that consonants are acquired in a front to back order, where from and back refer to the origin of the articulation of the sound. As far as the establishment of intentional conscience is concrete, our opinion is that two variables domains this process: visibility of articulators and easy of articulation. First proposed by September 1982. The development speech composition, features and speech input. Before dealing with new words, let us look at research that is concrete, is stimulating language development even before the child is born. Can speech sound rich and float while it is still in the uterus? The development of speech composition. Speech composition occurs with speech production, the cause of mood hearing children, while the ability to uttering speech in approaching situation is a good indicator of language knowledge. And absence of the ability to produce speech may not indicate a lack of language knowledge. In normal children's speech composition development in advance of speech production, the children are unable to uttering words of sentence for the purpose of communication without first gaining an understanding of speech could hardly be another with. If children didn't first learn to understand the meaning of words and sentences, they would not be able to use word or sentence in a meaningful way. They observe what others say and how what is said relates to object, situation, and events. Speech production language behind speech conversation. The first, the analytical study, and the second, a reading before speech study, and the last, the search and trust well study. Relative paucity of conversation studies. Unfortunately, a tough speech conversation play a crucial role in language acquisition. Comparatively, few studies have been devoted to its investigation. Most of the language acquisition studies have been concerned with the development of speech production. The relationship of speech production, speech conversation, and thought. Speech conversation necessarily precedes speech production. In learning any of the words language, children must first be able to comprehend the meaning of the language before they themselves can produce it. Tough children may at times appear to speak an occasional word search intelligibly. These are usually instances of chords sounds spoken without knowledge of their meaning, tough as the basic of speech conversation. The meaning that underline speech conversation are concepts that are in a person's mind. Speech doesn't provide such concepts. Speech sound entirely or simply sounds signifying nothing. Maybe that's all. Thank you for attention. And the last I say, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.